Right, I've got a question simply to ask you. If aliens are real, why haven't they texted us yet?
No cell phone service.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
No SIM cards either.
Think about it. We're not
It's
really
quite original.
advancing in terms of sending data off through space over long distances. We've only actually conquered sending data in our solar system itself. So realistically, we wouldn't be receiving anything.
And even then, it takes that long to actually get to us.
And the odds of the
Well,
signal actually hitting
it's-
such a tiny ass satellite in our entire solar system, let alone galaxy.
Well, to be fair, no. I think if anything, they would be able to contact us. It's just we wouldn't be able to contact them. We can receive data from anywhere, as long as the signal from them is strong enough. Just we can't do the same.
No, there is still a speed limit on how fast like light and waves can travel. If they're too far away, it would take thousands of years for it to get it.
That depends if.
Same
the
goes
speed
for
of-
them.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
like we haven't conquered like
Like-
hyperspace or interdimensional travel to
Mm.
get around. So,
No, but
That
we
would be
know
so
how to
fun.
do it. We just can't survive it.
what interdimensional travel?
They've made not interdimensional, but
It's not Rick and Morty.
Hyper? No. They made a I don't know what it's called.
Are you talking about the warp engine where
It's in a
it
space
physically
between them.
changes space-time in front of you to move yourself faster than the speed of light?
I think so. They made
Like a
it in like
wormhole.
Switzerland or something.
That's a
They made
lot
it-
of energy that we don't have.
So they
No,
made
that's
a
what I'm
black hole
saying.
in Switzerland. So
They
you
figured
say.
out how to do it. We just can't do it. We
You
also
haven't
wouldn't be
figured
able
out
to
how do it. You
survive
just- you
doing
did a
it.
theory.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think we just figured out that we could do it. If
Doesn't
that.
mean safe either. We might as well just rip a black hole open right next to our planet.
That's a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda.
And I mean, as well, if you did do that, you'd be leaving. But you know.
Yeah, you come back either really, really old or really, really young in perspective of the people from Earth or the planet you're going to.
Exactly. You would come back, depending on how far and how long you were traveling for. You would come back, and the planet would probably just be deserted because everyone's just gone because it's been that long. Something Interstellar actually did to touch on. So
Yeah, wasn't it? It was that one planet he was on. Where it was
The
like
one
one
I'm
minute
terrified of.
was. Yeah, I remember watching it with you that day.
You got to the planet and one of the one sign
Yeah,
there was
they were there for like a couple of minutes, and it was like the equivalent to
Like-
years on Earth because like
it
time
wasn't it like 3
dilation.
years.
I think it was.
Not even on Earth, just on the ship that was just orbiting the planet, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they gone
Yeah,
back
they
up.
weren't even on the planet.
Yeah, because it was like a landing crew, and they left a guy on the ship, and he kept coming in and out of stasis. They left him for like 30 years or something. Don't quote me, I'm probably wrong, but it was a long while. I know that. Unfortunately, yeah, we don't have the time to message other species or even ourselves across different planets. I'm sure Amish would have some way of explaining how we could.
You would need a high energy wave, right? Because as the universe expands, the electromagnetic waves from the Big Bang Theory also expand, Doppler shifting. So even if we managed to send a signal, they wouldn't even receive it correctly because the waves would expand from it would go from gamma all the way to microwaves and radio waves, and that's pretty corrupted on the receiver's end.
Could you not calculate how much it would expand and
When it
send a
expands.
different signal?
You can't compensate for it.
Well,
'cause
yeah,
there's only so much you can. There's only some you have to send a small wave initially and then account for it to expand. But how do you do that without destroying all the data you're sending with it?
These are all very good questions. I've got another one. Micah, I think you're going to enjoy this question because I've heard you talking about Area 51 and stuff. Do you think we've already discovered alien life and we just don't know it? It's been hidden from us.
Yes.
Give me
Prop
some
circles and that.
evidence, please. I would love to see your vision of this.
Well, no, I don't think there is any evidence. There's the theory that there's obviously life somewhere. We just haven't found it, considering how big the universe is. But
Yeah. That's another thing. Let's get that out in the air. We all do. We all believe in other life?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it's possible.
I mean,
unlikely but possible. Unlikely we'll find it, but possible.
Yeah,
And I don't think it would be as
then
advanced.
there will
It
be
wouldn't
life.
It wouldn't be as advanced as ours, though. Chances are,
No, nowhere near.
it would just be some microbes on an asteroid or something. Who knows? Like a symbiote or something.
Venom.
That'd be cool.
well, that's the other thing I was thinking. But basically, because of just like the building blocks of just life, I think it's possible to find microbes like on the vents at like the bottom of the ocean. I think that's likely on some planets.
Oh, yeah.
There is quite literally life out there. It's just we're not finding any of it because it's not coming to us in a spaceship, or like everyone believes.
Yeah.
But as I say, a lot of people believe Area 51 is aliens, and well, I want to know what you guys think of that. Like,
Nah.
you seem pretty sad about that. Okay.
I don't think we've received any alien.
Well, Micah was about to
I think-
touch on crop circles.
Nah, I think that's just farmers.
Oh, fair. Yeah, it's probably just money. Yes.
I mean, there's definitely life. Everyone believes that, but there's no. We haven't found anything. What's that planet that's just water?
Well, there's actually quite a few planets that are like that, but I know what you're on about. Unless you mean like in our solar system, and it's like Neptune, but it's frozen.
They
Is Micah lagging out again? Okay, right. So moving on then, what would you guys think like first contact with aliens would actually look like? And building off of that, what would it actually do to society?
Now, are we talking like aliens that are like way more advanced than us and stuff?
I'm talking just a humanoid like creature comes up to you, and you just become buddies with it.
Well,
I feel like.
I mean,
No,
you gotta think. Thank you. You gotta think, right? If we found aliens, what are we doing with them?
What are you implying?
What are we gonna do with them? Knowing us, what would we do with them?
Well, I think
scientists would definitely do some weird stuff.
Exactly. I think for a good long time, we would back and forth be fighting, trying to study each other in very intrusive ways. It would take many years for us to start actually creating some sort of like peace agreement with them. Not much different to like during World Wars where there were human rights like that were introduced that like well, the Geneva Convention is what I mean. That kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, as our own species, we struggle enough with peace. I doubt we'd manage to do it on a between different species basis. But,
Realistically, if they got here, they're more advanced than us anyways, which means we'd probably lose that war.
I think you misunderstand the sheer power of napalm, Hamish.
Yeah, but they've made it through, what, like 16 trillion layers of solar radiation and heat. Don't think napalm's gonna do anything to them.
What about a 500 kilogram bomb?
Might have to be 1,000 kg. Yeah, but at that point, we just won't have a world.
Yeah, and then they
I
can't take
I don't think they're rocking up in the
Well,
Death Star. I mean,
Can explosions even happen in space?
Well,
Yeah.
they can be fire in space from a spacecraft, because if the oxygen leaks from it, then it has the requirements for combustion, but no smoke, basically.
Well, there would be smoke, because it's using the oxygen that came with it to complete combustion.
yeah, that still has to have a byproduct.
So you're saying if we made space bombs, they'd have to have oxygen tanks strapped to them.
Or any
Well, that's
sort
just
of
bombs in
fuel.
general.
Well, look at the sun.
Yeah, to be fair. Nuclear fusion, bro.
How does the sun work? I have never
Nuclear fusion.
understood this.
It's just fusion, yeah.
It's basically, in a nutshell, right? You've got multiple
Nutshell.
layers, right? The higher, the bigger the star and the more mass, the more gravitational collapse it wants to have, right? So it's trying to collapse on itself.
hmm
However, because the fusion's releasing radiation as well, it's expanding at the same time. So until they're both evenly balanced, you're fine. But that only happens at the end of the life cycle when the star dies. So it keeps fusing helium, it fuses hydrogen, which then becomes helium, right? And that comes out, it goes into the core, and eventually you'll shed the whole hydrogen layer into helium, and then the helium starts fusing if there's enough mass, because the star starts collapsing on itself, pushing the helium in, causing more collapse. Which then you start fusing heavier elements, which goes all the way up to iron, and that's the heaviest and most stable we can get to before the star either becomes a black hole, a white dwarf, or a spinning neutron star, or something else. I think, depending on the mass of the star.
No, they are the three options.
That depends on the size of the star, which is a Cherkov limit, I think.
Basically, if the star's big enough, it will collapse into a black hole. If it's big enough but not quite big enough, it will collapse into a neutron star. And then anything else below that will supernova, and what's left over will be the white dwarf, which eventually will cool down into a black dwarf, which is basically just a big ball of iron that we can't detect and theoretically doesn't exist yet because the universe isn't long enough, hasn't been around long enough for one to exist yet. But at the same time, we can't detect one, so
I'm pretty sure if the star's heavy enough, it either becomes a black hole or a neutron star, and if it's light, it becomes the white dwarf.
Yeah. So like the smaller the star, what was I saying? Yeah, the smaller the star, the less dense it is, obviously. So it will supernova and just become what's left over and be a white dwarf if it's small enough, or just collapse into a black hole.
Yeah, so
but then again, I don't actually understand what a neutron star really is.
It's just ejecting a lot of stuff at the edges, so it spins fast as well, right? So I didn't learn about the math behind that. I just know that it spins and shoots very powerful beams on either side. Also, to add to the process, if the star is small, it becomes a planetary nebula, which is the ball of gas, which then starts, some atoms start getting grouped together, which causes gravity to form again, and it just forms into a white dwarf again. And then the red supergiants, which are the bigger stars, supernova into the neutron stars or black hole.
The supergiants are more likely to become black holes, aren't they?
It's only supergiants that can become black holes or neutron stars.
Well, the question that we got to was, what would first contact with aliens look like, and what would it do for society?
Don't question how we got here.
Yeah, well, we didn't even touch on the society factor.
Well, I'd say we did in the fact that we just wipe out the planet. But okay, let's be more realistic then. Let's say we become mates with the aliens. Do you think we would realistically enslave the aliens or actually become friends with them? Or they would enslave us?
They'd probably enslave us. And if they didn't and we lived together, no one would like that because we already have housing issues as it is. Where are they going to stay?
Well, humans are innately insanely greedy.
Yeah.
They would try at some point to harness, harvest, steal, take. They do something.
Yeah, 100%. But the aliens probably wouldn't like that. And would, obviously, being stronger than us, would probably beat the crap out of us.
Well, the thing is, if they're advanced enough to get here, I think they'll be more capable of taking us over.
Yeah.
Definitely upturn religion.
Yeah.
Like, do you reckon it would, like, people would stop, well, what's the word? Praising them as gods?
Like a subsection.
Or do you think religion would just collapse?
That's a good point. There's an entire basis of religion that, well, we...
Depends on that.
Yeah, so if aliens just show up tomorrow, then it's like, well, that's been ruined.
Or they just have part 2 of the religion they haven't unlocked yet. There's a second Bible.
Part 2 of the Bible?
Yeah. What Jesus did after he created the earth.
Bro, I've not even read the prequel yet. Like,
all
I've been reading is the reboot. I've not seen the original Old Testaments yet.
Yeah, we haven't really seen that yet. It's still locked until the aliens come back.
Of course. My bad.
Do you believe in all of that stuff, like the aliens? Well, no. To be fair, you probably wouldn't. But they created like the pyramids and stuff.
I've seen all that. Well, obviously, I don't really understand how the pyramids were made. If anyone would actually like to talk to me about that, indulge me. But I do think humans did it. I don't think it was aliens or anything. I think that's stupid. But it's funny, so I can entertain the idea.
Hear me out, right?
Mm.
You know how video games have weird generations of terrain.
Right.
What if the pyramids were just a random terrain glitch? Because they haven't happened
That would-
anywhere else except for that specific Egypt biome
That would suggest that we are in a
simulation.
very handcrafted and well-made simulation type game.
But that begs the next question, right? Which end are we in the simulation? Are we the beginning or the end?
Well, it's been a long simulation to be 2,000 years long, and that's if we're going off of, still talk about religion, but off of Birth for Christ. But beyond that, before that...
What if the aliens ran the simulations that ran us? And they're waiting for us to build the next simulation in line.
Oh, so you're talking about Inception simulations
dream.
down the line? Yeah.
But we're assuming
Yeah.
aliens are in our simulation. They can be hosting the simulation.
And what if the aliens in our simulation, who made the simulation, come to us and show us a new simulation?
Well, that's the thing. You're playing Minecraft, right? You don't go into the game to tell your character what to do. There's a
Yeah,
wall.
but well, you could argue that with VR. Like, are you in the game? Is that a simulation?
No. You're controlling the character, but you're not in the game. So unless
But I am controlling the character in a
unless
different
they
way.
made
I'm
an
physically
alien
doing it.
entity character in the game that in our simulation that they're controlling, it's still technically part of our simulation.
Weird topic.
Very strange.
Where'd Mason go?
Oh, he went to go pick up the Uber Eats order.
Oh, fair enough. That sounds
He ordered some
about right.
coffee for all of us. Long
Yeah.
part.
Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for episode 2 now. Next episode, we'll be talking about space exploration and going to Mars and etc. Yeah, so I'll see you all soon.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.